Imagine you are living your best life. You are in New Jersey. You have a fiance and a dog named Tango. You have a brother that lives in Ohio. You served with the U.S. Air Force as an engineer. And all of a sudden, you get this amazing job offer. You believe it's too good to be true. You hop on the plane. You take a sip of a drink. And next thing you know, you're waking up in the desert. And now you are working in the sleep room for the Outlast trials. Well, unfortunately, that did happen to someone in the Outlast trials, and his name is Cornelius. Today, I will be covering Cornelius, his background story, his physical appearance, personality, and some random trivia at the end of the video. So if this content does interest you, stick around as we're going to dive in on exactly who is Cornelius within the Outlast trials.
I shall deliver your punishment.
Suckers, you think you can break me like that? With an animal carcass?
Is that you, Sweet Pea?
You should have turned down this bounty, Talos.
I'll see you soon. Shit. You think you might actually get out of here, don't you? Look at it this way. Rat does good and gets out of the maze. All it gets him is back in the cage. You get out of the maze, you're still in the lab.
Starting this video off with the physical appearance. So Cornelius, you do find him in the sleep room. He is the black individual that creates all the different rigs for you and all of the upgrades for him. He seems middle-aged, possibly between his 30s and 40s. He has a afro hairstyle with a bushy mustache, and he's slightly freckled. He wears black, thick glasses on his face, and he's dressed in an old workman's jumpsuit. He has a white dress shirt underneath those with a red and black striped tie. He also has an orange dirty rag that is thrown over his shoulders. It has dark spots. We can assume that it may be coming from oil because, again, he creates all of the rigs and all of the upgrades, so it makes sense because the area that he's in is closed off, but it looks like a mechanic shop. On his left breast pocket of his jumpsuit, he has it filled with pins and also a blue identification card with the Murkoff logo stamped on it.
You know what fucks me up? Y'all keep choosing to go back in. And I know you're stuck here, same as me. But you could just stay in the sleep room. Make a friend, read a fucking magazine, but you keep going back in. Thing I hate is people saying anything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Anybody tells you that's never been on war, never been poor in America. Shit.
Cornelius's personality within the sleep room is he comes off very introverted and a quiet person. He speaks to you in short sentences, groans, and grunts.
All right, don't give those fuckers an inch.
He wants nothing to do with the reagents. He wants to know nothing about the reagents because he believes that there is no point in making any sort of connection with them. All the reagents that he comes across, he believes they are going to end up two ways. Either one, dead, or either two, brainwashed by Murkoff.
I think Murkoff's fucking with us all in here. They're getting in all our heads, changing the connections. I keep finding things from my life, from the world outside. My dog here, Tango. I wake up here, find him dead and full of sawdust. Sometimes I think I just might be dreaming. Dying on that beach in the tube. I don't know if that's a good dream or a bad one.
His refusal to interact with them and keeping his conversations to a minimum and only discussing the rigs makes him seem very cold and unsympathetic towards the reagents. And especially the first time he encountered the reagents, he referred to their suffering and pain as sob stories, but this is most likely a defense mechanism that he puts in place to not start connecting with the reagents, but it has been proven deep down he does care for the reagents.
If all they was trying to do here was make fucking psychopaths, that mission got itself accomplished a long time ago. Murkoff's got something else in mind. If If you want to get out of here, first thing is figuring out what it is you're escaping from. You gotta be watching the edges, paying attention.
Despite him being cold-hearted and quiet, he does have some level of compassion for the reagents, because in dialogue he will tell the reagents to not let Murkoff take advantage of him or to allow them to harm them in any way.
God damn, you're still alive. I mean, don't nothing hurt like hope. But you might actually get out on the other side of this shit. You gotta stop playing their game. I mean, you gotta play their game, but not play their game. They're trying to change your ass. You know that, right?
And a little bit of documentation that we do have regarding him, we do learn that Murkoff's staff do say that he comes off as being snappy sometimes. During an interview with Perry, he was telling Perry to take that shit elsewhere when it came to Cornelius possibly being involved in the leaks.
I got a fiance out there, back in Jersey. Got a brother in Ohio. Don't even know I'm alive. Probably think I just walked out on him or got hit by a bus.
Cornelius's background is very interesting. We don't know much about his early life, but he does have a younger brother and a father that abandoned their family. At some point, he did get engaged to a woman, but they have yet to get married, and if you catch him in dialogue, he will tell you that he doesn't even know what year it is, and therefore his fiance is still in New Jersey waiting for him.
Sometimes I smooth out the scraps of newspaper that the components come wrapped in. I ain't found any later than May of 1956. It was August 1958 I got on the plane to come here. Now, I don't even know what year it is.
He's a veteran of World War II, serving in Atu, and he was an Air Force engineer until he was recruited for Murkoff Corporation, but then he ended up getting abducted by Murkoff. The only thing that he remembers is that he ended up accepting the role, and he took a sip of a drink, and then he woke up and he was in the desert. And then that's all that he remembers.
Do you think I'd still be here if I had a choice? I thought I was just doing another job. Do a couple of months, make some money, then go back to Franklin Lakes. Then I have a drink on the plane. And next thing I know, I wake up in the desert.
As I mentioned earlier in the video, so Cornelius is responsible for all the maintenance works for the reagents, ESOPs, and also upgrading their rigs. But his job becomes harder due to Coyle's ability to temporarily disable the reagent's rigs with a simple strike of his electrified baton. So his job is a little bit harder because of that, because regardless of any upgrades that he can do to the rigs, Coyle is still able to quickly deactivate it once you get hit. Earlier in the video, I did mention that the Murkoff staff states that Cornelius comes off snappy. When I mentioned that, I did put up documentation of the leaked interview that he had with Clyde Perry, and basically what has happened is that the leaks are the internal documents in the trial environments. Clyde Perry and his assembled team are basically trying to find out who is the source of the leak, and when he interviews Cornelius, he finds out that no files could be found in the trial environments when it came to the Night Hunter. And Cornelius basically says that he was accessing the files because he was trying to educate himself on the specs of the Night Hunter's night vision equipment, which is apparently more sophisticated than what the reagents are provided. And Clyde Perry was completely satisfied with his answer, and he leaves the interview. But before he leaves, because apparently Cornelius was defensive in the interview, before he leaves, he tells him that he is actually the last person on the list of people who Perry suspects is responsible for the leak. And Perry asks him, what is the current date? And being informed that it was Thanksgiving 1959, right? And we spoke about the dates earlier because Cornelius doesn't even know what year it is for real. And when Perry finally leaves the room, you can hear Cornelius weeping silently.
You seeing things here? Like things from your life? They can't be doing that for all of you. I know there's only one of me, but maybe there's only one of you. Like, maybe you've got a purpose. If you ever find your way out and find your way to Cincinnati, you find Lamont Noakes, my brother. You just tell him I'm alive. I didn't run out like a piece of shit old man. I mean, you just tell him that, all right?
Now, ending this video with the trivia regarding Cornelius. He was a successor of a mechanic, which was Cecil Myers. Now, within the random trivia that I did find regarding them, it is hinted by Cornelius that Myers may have offed themselves in order to escape his predicament when he was in the facility. Another piece of trivia that I did find, which also ties into the fact that he was a part of the Air Force military, is that in his room, you will see right above his counter, it says Bingo Fuel, which is also a reference to Air Force military slang. It is revealed that Cornelius had a dog named Tango that later died, and this all happened before his abduction, and he actually uses the dog's name as one of his alias for the reagents. I believe another name they mentioned that he does use is like Mac, is spelled either M-A-C or M-C-K. And the final piece of trivia that I did find is that Cornelius unfortunately suffers from disillusions or headaches due to him being in the sleep room for so long. He also witnessed one of the scientists crying in the halls, and he speculates something went wrong in the facility. I don't know why they would include that information. I would love to know like what exactly went wrong, because the reagents are already going to the trials, risking their entire lives. Markov has already done all of these crazy experiments on all of these people, so clearly they're under an NDA and you can't just hop up and quit and leave. It's more so, I think you may either get A, gonna have you killed, or either B, have you go through the process of getting a new identity and then sign an NDA to where you cannot expose or talk about your time working for Murkoff. Or C, which I believe is what they would actually do, Murkoff is probably going to take you and throw you into the trials yourself and just have you replaced in the role that you previously had. So if they really wanted to, they could technically just take Cornelius and just throw him into the trials with all the other reagents and just find a new person for his role entirely. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my content, give me a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I will be doing a video on Amelia, Doris, and also the pharmacist within the sleep room, so be on the lookout for those videos. I will be doing character lore for different video games as well, so those videos will be coming soon. I am starting to do the movie recaps because I know some people voted for me to do short movie recaps, so I am in the process of doing 2 movies currently, and I will have those uploaded soon. And again, if you are actively playing the Outlast trials, good luck on your therapy, and I'll see you next time.
This is a little extra.